Hey, do you think that only the big diesel pushers have those slide out trays? Well, you're wrong. Alright guys, so today we have another DIY, and it's going to be, we are going to install a freezer tray and a freezer in our basement compartment. Now, please guys, don't mind, we have a lot of background noise here. We are live at a campground, and as you know, whenever we take the camera outside, noises start happening. So we have dogs in the background, there's an RV repair guy a couple of sites down, so you might be hearing air guns and everything else, so please forgive us for that. So here's the deal, right? We were in need of more freezer space. The big reason is our two pups, they're 65-pound pit bulls, they eat a lot and they eat a raw diet, which means that their food is frozen and raw until we give it to them. With that being said, you can imagine these two pups eat a lot, right? Most of the time, actually all the time when we would go away, most of our freezer was taken by their food. So we had to come up with a solution, and after doing some research and trying to figure this out, we decided that we were going to install a freezer in our basement. Okay, so we have it installed in bay number 4, and we also wanted to install a tray, a slide out tray, so we could actually slide the tray out when we put the freezer on. So the bay we chose was number 4 for a couple of reasons. This is a bay we don't use a lot to store stuff, and this was one of the few bays that we could actually fit the freezer we wanted in. Okay, we are going to do a full review on the freezer in a later video, but here are the measurements of this bay. The depth, it's 24 3/4 inches deep. The width is about 27.5 inches deep, and then the height, although it's higher inside, we have the fresh water tank, so it's only about 16.5 inches high. So you got to take that in consideration. What we did order was the morryde battery tray. The model number is SP60044. The reason why I ordered this is because according to the specs on morryde, it should have fit like exact in here with like a half an inch to spare. Well, that wasn't the case, right? So we lugged this thing down from New Jersey just because it literally got delivered like the day before we left to Tennessee, and I wanted to, get it maybe for a video for you guys. We do carry tools, thankfully, but we had to make a few runs to Home Depot, and we're going to take you through some very easy mods that we had to do to make this work. Okay, so what was happening, guys, was that when the tray was flushed down on the floor, my original plan was just to bolt it right through the floor. It was too long, therefore it was not coming out, right? So what I had to do was raise the tray up about 1 3/4 inches. Once we raised it up, it's able to slide out. Now how we did that was, they actually, if you know about wood, it's usually 2 inches thick, but they do make square dowels at Home Depot, which we got, that are 1 3/4 all around, right? So I got 2 36-inch 1 3/4 wooden dowels, cut them down to 24 inches, right? So each one of these here, 24 inches, 24 inches, okay? I then spray painted them black, which is regular black spray paint, so they could blend in. Once that wood was cut down, I drilled 4 1/4 inch holes, okay? 2 on each. How I secured the wood to the flooring was we used just simple Everbuilt machine screws. These are 1/4 inch by 2.5 inches long, right? So literally drilled them through the wood, right through the floor. This is just like a tin floor or whatever, aluminum, plastic, whatever it is. And then I secure it with bolts on the bottom, and I put a washer on the bottom also, okay, a 1/4 inch washer. Once that was done, to watertight, water seal the bottom, I sprayed it with some Rust-Oleum water resistant sealant in black, right? So the bottom of these are already rubberized. I just sprayed over it. That just stops any moisture from getting in. Okay, once the bolts are through the floor and that wood is secured to the flooring, what I did was, we carry screws on board. That's one of the things we carry, some wood self-tapping screws. Put in 6 screws through the tray, securing the tray to the wood, and I mean, this is not moving, okay? So there's the tray, right? So to release it, release, right? Fully extended, locks in, and here's the door, okay? And I'm going to show you how the freezer goes on. All right, so if that wasn't easy enough, there was one other little problem we had, okay? So you can see the height just makes it here, right? There's a handle here. Here's my door catch. Originally, the power inlet, the where you plug in, is on the side, right? Now, if I put the connection, which is here, right? What it would do is it would push this out enough, not allowing this to close and open smoothly. So what I had to do was move the connection to the front. Basically, I popped the old connection out, cut out a little hole in the front, and now I could put it to the side with no issue. To make sure this freezer doesn't move around when we're driving, you know, there was probably about a couple of inches on the left side here to the rear. Now, I could have put a piece of wood in here. What I did was I just got these synthetic shims, they're plastic, and I just built up the left side here, and now you see this doesn't move, okay? So I'm gonna plug it in and then show you exactly how the finished product looks like. Okay, so how do we get power to this thing? Okay, so you can see over here, here's the power. All right, now if you really want, you could, you know, make the wiring longer and put the outlet in the back. Whatever, it doesn't matter to me. Ran the power behind the slide through, there's a little hole over here, and then it runs into my tool bay where there's power. That only has power when you're either plugged in or the generator's on. So the question I'm gonna get in the comments, what do you do if you don't run the generator? Well, we have an answer for that. So in the unlikely event that we are not running the generator, which I will tell you in the summertime, we're always running the generator on the road because it just gets too hot. You have to run the generator to have the AC on. But in case we don't, I have a little battery here, okay? This is by A-Mine, and it'll run this for probably like 6 hours or so. So guys, the freezer, the morryde tray, the battery, we'll put that all in the links below. It is a clean install. It is rock solid. MJ is super happy now because she could put all her extra food in there, all the dog's food.
What is that supposed to mean? What, I eat a lot?
No, the dog's food, I mean.
Oh, okay.
She loves the dogs more than anyone. So if you know anybody, guys, you know, with these smaller motorhomes that are not the big diesel pushers, sometimes you limit on the space you have in the freezers. If you know anybody that's looking to add additional freezer space, feel free to share this video with them. It's a relatively straightforward install, it just takes a little bit of time. In the comments below, if you own a gas or even you own the big diesel pusher, right? Let us know if you've installed a freezer, or I'm sure if you had the diesel, you got a big giant freezer down there with a big 800-pound tray. Good for you. Put that in the comments below. And to the left of us, we're gonna put our RV DIY playlist as well as our RV essential upgrades. And for myself and MJ, we thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the road.